So today I want to talk about competition because I was just watching the Olympics and there was an interview with Scott Hamilton. So Scott Hamilton won an Olympic gold medal, I think it was in the 1984 Olympics. And the commentator was asking him a little bit about mindset and the mindset of some of the skaters in the Olympics and what his experience had been. And what Scott said, I think he was talking about the World Championships. And the first time he went to a World Championships in skating, in figure skating, he said his mind, he just was completely lost. His mind was mush. He just had a really difficult time at that competition. And like so many sports, like all sports, figure skating is so much about the mental game. Not that I know, but from what I've heard, it's all about having that mental game, that inner game together. And he said the difference between his first World Championships, where he was just awestruck and really had a hard time focusing, and the second World Championships that he went to, was at the second one, he realized he was just competing against a bunch of men. They were humans, just like he was. They had the same things going on in their heads that he did. The first time it was like, wow, this is a world championship. There's all this history of this sport. There's all this potential of winning a world championship. The second time around, it's like, there's just a couple dozen other men that I'm competing against, and they're human, and it's just another tournament. Yes, it's the world championship, but I just have to compete like it's just another tournament. And that struck me as just so wise, because I think a lot of people in our world, they want to start a business and they start to look around at all the competition, all the people that are in their market that are already doing amazing things, that are putting out beautiful videos, they're doing amazing launches, that have these beautiful looking products and graphics and logos, and everything seems all together. Well, the reality is you're not competing against the world. And in this business, you're barely competing against your competitors. Yes, you want to be aware of what other people are doing. You want to be able to put together great offers, hopefully eventually offers that are as good or better than other people in your market. But the reality is that not all of your prospects, they're not going out and researching every available option that's out there. And some of them will, but most won't. And what it comes down to is, it's not like you have a commodity. In this business, it's all about creating your own offer, creating your own product or membership or coaching program, creating your own product, and then people can't compete directly against your offer. If you're just selling some kind of some kind of a widget that's carried at Walmart and Amazon and every other retail store, then you really can't compete. You're just competing on pricing, and that's just never works. In our market, you're competing on your offer, but also your connection, your voice, who you are, how you relate to people. And this is one of the key things. When I see people start out in this world, in this business, and they want to have an online business, they want to create a membership site, they want to create a course, they want to create a coaching program, one of the most important things, if you go back through all my videos, and I've got hundreds and hundreds of videos, if you go back through the videos, you'll often see me talk about one of the big, important first steps is publishing. And that is because through publishing, you start to find your voice. And if you haven't done any publishing, this might sound sort of pretty esoterical, but the reality is all of us have a voice. You want to aspire to having a voice, so that when people get an email from you, they're like, oh yeah, this sounds like this person. This sounds like Jane or Fred or Bill or Sue, right? And when they see your video has a certain voice to it. Anything that comes from you has a certain voice. And some people will be attracted to that voice and others won't, which is fantastic. I guarantee you there's a huge chunk of the market that does not want to watch me on video. They don't care about me. They don't like the way I express myself. But the reality is that there is a certain segment of that market that does resonate with my message, with my voice, with how I express it. So remember, you're not competing against the world. You're not competing even against everyone in your market. What you're doing is you're trying to find your voice and finding the way that you can bring value in your offers to your clients, and then how you can find a way to express what that value is, to convince them what that value is, so that they'll step up and buy from you again and again. I see that's the key message, is that I see so many people, they don't even get started because they're worried about the competition. Especially in the last couple of years with so many people coming on, so many people starting online businesses. But the reality is, all you're doing is you're competing to attract people with your voice and your message, and then you're competing in the impact and the value that you can create for them. So I'm Jeff Walker. Wherever you're watching this, scroll down, leave a comment for me, and let's go get them this week.